Hello everybody, welcome back. So I'm going to do a bit more of an update on this and a bit more of an idea of what I think is likely to happen in the very short term anyway, with a perhaps long-term sort of plan on this one. I'm not able to make videos all the time every day. I'm pretty busy, but I do have a Telegram chat. It's getting quite busy at the moment, and so if you're able to join that, there's a link below. You can ask me questions. And it might be a bit more useful for you to get reasonably fast answers than sitting around waiting for videos, because the market's changed. You know, they don't wait for me to make videos. And some good news actually. Some of the members on that channel, that my Telegram chat, they've been using Bityard, which also is a link down below. You can set up a Bityard account. It's basically a spot and margin trading account. Also does traditional markets, but they have a copy trader facility. And one guy sent me a message this morning saying that he's 1.5 times his entire balance back in the last week. So it's definitely working for some people. There's some epic pro traders on there, to be honest with you. So if you do follow their trades, I mean, that guy, he followed, I think he said 4 or 5 different traders, and amongst all 5 of them, they basically gave him a 1x back, 1.5x back. So get yourself set up on Bityard, a link below, and start the copy trader. You can just let these moves get played out by the pro traders and stop trying to catch the sort of moves yourself, because a lot of people, it's very difficult to trade, especially with margin. So leave it to the professionals and then just ride on their coattails. Anyway, let's have a look at Bitcoin, because this is what we're most interested in at the moment, because we've been making lots of moves with alts, and you know, obviously on this channel we've done some really good trades on this channel now, especially with XRP more or less calling it about a week ago, and we've ridden this baby up, and obviously it's been really good. But is it time there's a correction? Well, when we're looking at the 15-minute chart here, which is something that we like to look at only really when we're doing margin trades, but it's important to try and understand the way that things are going. It looks like it's trying to do something called redistribution. So what that means is that, obviously, if we look at the 15-minute chart on a prolonged basis, it's just going up, just like all the other indicators are going up, and the daily chart, the weekly chart, the monthly chart, every chart you look at, it's going up. But if you really want to try and find out what's really going on, you can look at, I wouldn't look at a 5-minute, but a 15-minute will do, and you can kind of see if it's being bought back up in a moment. Now, what we're seeing here is this is, I suppose you could call this a head and shoulders, but it was invalidated. You know, the neckline was broken, but then we were picked straight back up. It looks like we tried to form another head and shoulders, and then again it sort of broke the neckline but invalidated, and then broke down, and then broke massively down. Now what looks like what's trying to form here is an inverted head and shoulders, which could be a bullish move, but I don't really feel as though it's ready for this. So if we look at this on the 15-minute chart, this is bearish, it wants to come down. This means that it should be getting bought up right now, because the RSI is relatively low. It should be getting bought up right now. So if it's not being bought up on the 15-minute chart, let's have a look at the hourly chart, see what's going on with that. So the hourly chart suggests that we are coming through to what could be considered a bearish zone only on an hourly chart, so let's not get too crazy over this. We've got a cross here, which is obviously, you know, not bullish, but it's very close to the 0 point. So if this downtrend, or even this price at this level remains for the next 4 or 5 hours, then this would be into a bearish area, and probably look at breaking down even further. Now, the biggest breakdown we had essentially got picked up at the 200 exponential, 17,500, 17,600 we'll call it. So this area is likely to get tested again, not this price, but this exponential moving average. So we're going to come back down into the 17,000s, upper 17,000s, at 17,800 we'll call it, okay? And then we should expect a bounce from there, because at the moment the sentiment is still really high. There's lots of people buying this up, but I put it on my Twitter, not that anyone listens to me on Twitter, but dips get bought until they don't get bought anymore, you know, and that is true. You know, dips, you know, are for buying until they're not for buying anymore. This won't go on forever, and the hourly chart is beginning to show us sort of telltale signs that actually the dips aren't really going to get bought back to the same extent that they were. So this one was a good one, this one was a good one, this one could be a good one too, but then if we go to a different time frame, like a 4-hourly chart, what I noticed here is what we were kind of looking at, and I'll just see if this measures anything significant. So it looks like there's a channel forming here, and you could call this a an uptrending channel, an ascending channel. And what would happen usually in an ascending channel like this formation is that it kind of zigzags around. And so here we go, zip, zag, zig, zag, zig, and then eventually it will. That's supposed to be an arrow. Eventually it will drop. It'll drop off. So that's generally what kind of happens in that. And because Bitcoin is the governing sort of indicator of all cryptocurrency, if this is an ascending channel and it breaks to the down, then it would basically take the rest of the market with it. Now, when we look at the Bitcoin dominance, the Bitcoin dominance is coming down, which is good news for altcoins. We like that, and that's why we've been able to pick up on so much rallies. Rejected from here and continuing with this rejection, and then moving into December, it should certainly continue with the rejection. So altcoins will still be the ones to be buying back when we've had significant dumps. So if Bitcoin dumps significantly, obviously buying Bitcoin could be and should really be considered, but also buying altcoins should be considered too at this level. When the Bitcoin dominance looks like this, and will continue to look like this until we get down to these levels anyway, that's when you want to flip and go back into Bitcoin. Altcoins are the ones to be had. So I still stand by my top picks that I've been going about, and they're called, it's basically the older coins really for the moment. The older coins are the ones that are going to benefit from this to start with. Then what will happen is that there'll be a rotation into the smaller coins, like the small cap coins. But for the moment, these are the ones that we've been liking. So I think in many ways I do feel as though XRP has kind of played out, but it's not the absolute case. I mean, we could come up to test this level all the way up here. There are certain levels that would really be considered to be tops. So first of all, we've got this one here, all the way up here, about 79, about 70, well, it's difficult to say, about 80 cent or so. Then we got 86 cent. I'm not going to put that in. If you watch my channel, you'll kind of know all about the 86 cent zone and what that refers to. What we're doing now is we're dancing around these levels here, which is relatively understandable, because there's not a great deal of price action on the Binance chart. That would be to show rejection and resistance. So we've got this zone here where these candle bodies remained, and that's basically about 57 to 54 cents. So this will be an area to really probably want to take profit, maybe before then, to be honest with you, just in case. I don't know if we've actually reached that yet. I've lost track because I've not been trading this one on the spot, on the margin anymore. I've been holding it since around back, a lot of it from back here, and obviously you know that because of my YouTube channel. This is the accumulation zone. This is where I put the vast majority of my faith in this chart, around this zone, and obviously it's paying off really well, and it's paying off for everybody in my Telegram chat, because a lot of people think you're mad when you talk about XRP. They think you're crazy. They think you're one of those XRP moon boys that you hear about and you see all over the YouTube and Twitter, and there's plenty of them. But once I kind of understood this chart, I did say that even those guys, in the end, will be onto something. Apart from the problem with those guys is that they've been saying the same thing since January 2018. So it's difficult to digest what they're saying. It's a lot of what they were saying is essentially hopium. But what I am saying, I'm not saying that I'm better than anybody, but what I'm saying is different. It's based on a long-term chart analysis and a close look at the market cycle, which is what I've done, and that's why I've traded it, and that's why most of my money has been put into XRP at this level, because all this was very tradable, but it's consolidation, breaking out of here, accumulation, waiting for the big move. We got a big move there. It wasn't the one I was expecting or waiting for in any way, and we got this one too, but it's also not the one I've been waiting for. And I will stop talking about XRP shortly, but what I'm expecting after this move has played out, let's just say we reach this top zone, and then we will kind of sort of consolidate basically until maybe not to that level, but see this white line here, this is the 200 exponential. It's very high at the moment. All these are going to be very high because of the way that it's moved, but if this starts to consolidate, it'll look kind of like this, and then it'll kind of go like that, and then it'll level out. I don't think it will go down, to be honest, but that'll bring us around about the mid-30s, upper 30s, and that's probably where we'll find our nice next accumulation zone before the next pop. So that's what I'm looking for, and that's what I'd be expecting to see. Anyway, so that's XRP for you. Let's move on to Ethereum. So Ethereum, on my channel last night, I did say that $600 is the area where I'd expect it to be rejected from, and that would be. I did say it would probably be best to try and take profit just before that, because it's a psychological resistance zone. It's not a real one, if that makes sense. The next real resistance zone is actually all the way up at 800. So really, what we're looking at here with Ethereum is people sort of, I suppose, responding to the fact that it's 600. It's a round number. It's not really an area to be rejected from. All the way up at 800 is where I'll be looking at, around 800, between 800 and 850. That's what I'll be looking at. So I'll just put a little box in there now for those zones there. So between there, and it just corresponds to these two peaks here, basically. So that would be the actual rejection zone, not this one. I mean, this one obviously has been rejected, but it's not the real one. The real one is all the way up there. So if we look at the indicators on here, it still looks very bullish in every way. So this does want to keep going up. So if you're looking to buy dips, if Bitcoin dips, then I'll probably be looking at putting my money into, like I say, the top altcoins. Maybe not XRP, because I don't think this is. I think this is enough for XRP. Let's have a look at the money flow index, actually. So it could go higher, definitely could go higher, but it's still very overextended. So XRP, maybe leave that one alone for the moment. Wait for that consolidation. That's the smart thing to do. But you can still gamble, obviously, with XRP if you wanted to. But I'm not a gambling man. So what we're looking at here is this would be the coin that you could probably catch a better move in a dip anyway, or a more a safer move, should I say, in a dip. EOS, we're still waiting for the move from EOS. So EOS basically it's like a lagging version of the XRP chart. So I am expecting really big moves from this one, but it doesn't look quite ready for this one. So this one might be something that you would consider buying for a spot hold for the next few months, because what we see with XRP, we had a similar consolidation zone and we broke out of it and reaccumulated. What's happened here is that we've only just broken out of it here on the weekly chart, and we're kind of reaccumulating. This reaccumulation period could take weeks to maybe even a month. So we could have a massive move already. Definitely could have a massive move. This itchy cloud is quite large, bringing us all the way to $4.50. So that'd be an extremely large move. And the idea is that we need to be above this cloud for continuation. So I would expect that this is probably going to be a bit more of a slower grind. This 20 days, 27 days, 34 days. So about a month from today. There will have probably been a big move by then. The trick is, if you want to get in on this one, at what could be considered the bottom, this more or less is going to be the area. And accumulation zone can fluctuate dramatically. We could come all the way down to this wick here, to basically all the way to the top of the Ichimoku cloud, where it's 100% zone. So it's a spot hold rather than a margin trade. Margin trading on this one, it's been quite underwhelming for me, but so had XRP until it broke. The idea is, I've got a fix on it. There is a trick to it, and what this is telling us now is that we can come down to, I suppose, be supported on this trend line here, which could bring us down significantly over the next few weeks. But all of this is the area to essentially buy the bottom. The big moves are yet to come with EOS, and they will come. Definitely will come. We've closed this candle body now here. This is a weekly chart. We've closed it. We've opened a new weekly here. So long as we don't come crashing down and close beneath this again, which I'd be surprised if we did, everything is good to go. It's all set up for a big move. But I couldn't give you a time frame on that. But if I had to say, it would be within the next month, the next 34 days or so, until this starts to dissipate and we get above it anyway. Once we're above it, you could call it a blue sky breakout. We do have zones around $3.90. Then we've got zones around $5. We've got zones around $5.90. Zones around $7 and then $8. So you can see that incremental steps up are going to be quite big. A spot hold on this one wouldn't be such a bad idea. And finally, we're looking at BAT, so basic attention token. You can see how all these old coins are kind of doing the same thing. Maybe not Ethereum. Ethereum's ahead of the game, but there's a reason for that, fundamental reasons for that. You've got Ethereum 2.0 about to be launched, which hopefully doesn't completely fall down and collapse, because that would collapse the market cap of altcoins in general. and maybe bringing rise to Bitcoin overall. But there is a pattern forming with most of these. Consolidation phases on EOS and XRP were similar, but they're different with BAT. BAT is in amongst all of these. It's similar to all of them in the way that it moves, but completely separate as well. This was obviously a nice big move that everything was doing, but it wasn't as big as many of them. This was caused about by the release of their VPN on their browser. So everyone bought into it because it was a big deal. It was a big deal for the Brave browser. Anyway, buy the rumour, sell the news. That's basically what happened, and we came under this white resistance line, and this is on the daily chart. So what happened a few days ago, about a week ago, we broke above it. So I've been waiting and trying to do longs on this ever since, and obviously I've done some decent longs, 10% here, 10% there, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the big one, and the big one is yet to come, and it's once we've broken and closed above this red Ichimoku cloud. So if we were to measure this from the top of the Ichimoku cloud, or the price action where we are at right now, we'll be looking to reach areas of around these zones, so maybe to about 32 to maybe around 35, and that in itself, if we went from all the way to the 35, that would be a 50% move, similar to what you saw with XRP recently. So I'm not going to say that will happen in one day. It might happen over a period of a week, or maybe a couple of weeks, but it will happen, and that's what's going to happen with it. So again, another opportunity for buying what could be considered the bottom. This one will do a move like that. Now I don't know where it will go shortly after that, because the chart in itself has never been higher than this level, so it's not as old as these coins. BAT is not an old chart to be going by, so it does have a smaller consolidation phase here, which it's broken out of, but I couldn't say it's going to go to the moon. All I can say is that a 50% move on it is reasonably likely once we've broken out of this cloud, and we've been under this cloud for quite a while, and now it seems to be subsiding and shrinking, and hopefully we're going to close above it at some point. Right now we're being brought down back within it. So that is the deal with those coins. But like I say, I mean, if there is other coins you want me to look at, I will do it. And I think what I'm going to do this week is I'm going to do a live stream at some point, so you can all jump onto that live stream. I might set a night for it so everyone can, I suppose, plan for it, because it's probably the best thing to do, really, so I can get as many people in there as possible, and I'll do it for like an hour or something like that. But yeah, that's the deal. But otherwise, join my Telegram, join my Twitter, and like and subscribe. That would be great. And set up the link, like I say, for the copy trader, because there's some serious money to be made there from for anyone, really. Even if you know how to trade, I know how to trade. I just don't have the time to do it as much as I'd like to, with my family and work and everything like that. But if I had no time, if I had basically nothing else to do, I'd be able to trade some epic trades, but I can't. So it makes sense for a lot of people to venture out into other areas, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with submitting, to copy a pro trader. I don't think there's no shame in that. There's only shame in not doing it, really. If you could have profited more. The idea is to get as much profit as possible, so you might as well look at other ways to do that. That's why I looked at the trading bots. That's why I've got trading bots basically working for me at the moment. I don't have the time to trade every little last piece of price action, so I've got trading bots with Bitsgap. So yeah, I'll leave them running. I know if there's a coin that's going to be doing some moves, so I set my trading bot up for that pairing, those tokens, and I just let the bot do the trading, because I know that there's going to be a movement, but the chances are I'll be out and about, I'll be at the park, I'll be bathing kids, I'll be making dinner, I'll be doing all kinds of stuff. I might even be spending time with the missus, who knows. But the idea is that I unfortunately am very restricted on my time, and so in order to maximize on the gains, I look at other areas. So whether that's copy trader or Bitsgap trading bots, it makes sense, and like I say, you've seen my channel. I assume you've watched me for a little while. You can see that I do make some good calls. I kind of have decent ideas of what's going on with the market, and yes, I can buy things in spot, wait for them to go up. That's great. But if I think that there's going to be lots of things going on in between that, or that I'm missing out on volatility, which is where some real profit can be made, just look into some other areas. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I've done. So that's why I bring it to your attention anyway. That's why I've put such emphasis on it, because they have extremely good results. Anyway, thank you for watching, everybody, and I really appreciate you subscribing. I've noticed my channel growing a little bit. I'm only a little tiny baby channel, but it means a lot to see it grow, and who knows where we'll be this time next year. You know what I mean? Maybe I'll release my own token. Do you know what I mean? And I did think about that, actually. I did think if I did create a token, I'd I'd create a total supply of like 20, just for fun, just to see where it went. There would be 20 tokens available. See how that worked out. It would have no utility whatsoever. It would just be the novelty. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you have a nice evening. Take it easy.